Hi, my name is Izzy Justice. I'm the CEO of EQ Mentor. I want to talk to you today about emotional intelligence. I think of emotional intelligence as a core competency, meaning it is incredibly foundational to everything that we are and everything that we do. And in the context of managers and leaders in the workplace, when you think of competencies, you typically think of things like presentation skills or organization skills or business acumen, and these are all good competencies. A good manager and a good leader needs to have these, but they're not core competencies. Just because you're good at presenting, for example, does not necessarily mean that you're very good at being organized in your office. So they're not core competencies. They're good competencies, but they're not core competencies. The reason that I think of emotional intelligence as a core competency, and why I'd like for you to think of emotional intelligence as a core competency, is two reasons. The first is that in the sequence of an experience, emotions precede competencies and behavior. So for example, when you're happy, which is an emotion, you then smile, which is a behavior. When you're sad, you then frown. It's not the other way around. We don't walk around smiling and then become happy. But secondly, and more importantly, the reason that I want you to think of EQ, emotional intelligence, as a core competency is because both of the power as well as the speed of an emotional response is infinitely faster than that of rational thought, which is where competencies lie. So for example, let's say that you're crossing a road and suddenly a car comes right at you. That visual, that stimulus of the car coming at you goes through your eyes, goes to the back of your brain, and these very powerful endorphins all in microseconds are released in your body, and you instinctively, you jump, you run, you get the heck out of the way. So one thing you have to understand about us human beings is that we're inherently designed to be self-preservation. It's a defense mechanism. We have to think through, we have to react emotionally faster, because that governs our behavior. Now, rational thought in that example of the car coming at you would have gone something like this. I wonder what material that car is made of. What if I do this? What if I do that? What are my options over here? A lot of deduction going on. And think about it. If you had used rational thought with a car coming at you, you'd be hit. Now, you may be saying, well, why is this relevant to the workplace? Because, where I work, I don't have cars coming at me. And that's true. But just like the human being is protective of the physical being, people at work, especially working adults, are protective of what? Of the relationships that we have, the amount of money that we make, the titles that we have, and the things that we're supposed to know. And any time during the course of the day or the week that those get threatened or they get challenged, much like the car was threatening the human body, if you don't have good EQ, then we skip through rational thought and respond instinctively, emotionally. And it's that fight or flight mode. That's why I'm sure you know people, and I know people that are actually very good people. They have good competencies, they have good character, but you put them in an emotionally charged situation and those competencies tend to go out the window. So I always tell people that poor EQ, poor emotional intelligence will trump good skills, good judgment, good character any day, any time, any place, especially when the emotional temperature of the situation goes up. So I invite you to think about emotional intelligence as a foundational competency, something that drives all of your thinking, all of your behaviors. Learn to understand what they are. Learn to understand them by their name, and practice a lot of self-awareness and then a lot of self-regulation, which are the two key pieces of emotional intelligence. Explore your emotional intelligence, and you'll be infinitely better at all the other things that you have developed over the course of your life and your career.